Hi, good day everyone. I am Joandra Goromila Gracia, and I'm the one who will going to report or discuss all about the coconut. Okay, now we're going to discuss the principles of coconut making. Coconut are important oil crops grown in humid areas of the tropics. They are perennial palms that face a number of limitations for sustainable production. Among the major challenges are low productivity in commercially cultivated varieties, threats from biotic species, mainly intracellular pathogens and insect pests, and droughts affecting some coconut growing areas aggravated by climate changing. Breeding coconuts for tolerance or resistance has been envisaged as the most viable option to overcome the ill effect of such stresses on coconut productivity. Coconut breeding using conventional methods was initiated in the mid-19th century. Some of the challenges have already been resolved positively, resulting in increased productivity through selection and hybridations. Modern plant breeding techniques such as genome mapping and marker-assisted selection, along with the improvements made in tissue culture techniques, are of value in breeding for sustainability in coconut production. Coconut, or also known in the scientific name of Cocos nocifera, is an important multi-purpose perennial crop of the tropics. Grown in more than 80 countries, it is a life-sustaining species in fragile coastal and island ecosystems like Indonesia, Philippines, India, and Sri Lanka are the major coconut producing countries. In 2013, coconut ranked the 7th wildest oil crop cultivated worldwide. The exact origin of coconut is still unknown. Coconut palms show versatility in its uses, with almost part of the palm exploitable. Worldwide, coconuts are mostly cultivated by smallholders using a variety of systems. The most common being the integrated farming with other crops and animals. Monocrop cultivation of coconuts is slowly gaining popularity with increased profitability. Major steps involved in coconut cultivation as a monocrop is described in brief. Coconut production averaged at 62.45 million tons worldwide in 2013, with Indonesia, Philippines, and India being the largest contributors. In terms of productivity, world average were 5.17 tons coconut per hectare, with Brazil being the most productive at 11.22 tons per hectare in 2013. Coconut is a very important, well-adapted crop of the tropics, which has proved to be the backbone of tropical islands' economy. The accession from tropical islands exhibits wild diversity in its morphological, biochemical, and genetic constitution. There are certain special characters that make coconut an ideal crop of the tropics. These characters have helped to improve the productivity of palm and bring desirable traits into cultivars through conventional breeding approaches and application of modern biotechnological tools. Consequently, coconut is involved in the diversification of activities and enhancing the income of people from tropical islands. However, coconut land races are now severely under threat from the globalization of trade, cultural leveling, changes in agriculture, and climate change. Drought stress affect coconut production in almost all countries where it is grown, because it's mainly a rain-fed plantation crop. Through the International Coconut Genetic Resources Network, numerous countries and institutions are collaborating to conserve coconut germplasm and to make coconut a more profitable crop for smallholders. Coconut biodiversity combined with modern technological support has the potential to address many of the emerging issues and provide livelihood to the tropical islanders. Here in our country, Philippines, coconut is called the tree of life. Why? Because coconut has the endless product derived from its various parts, from leaves, roots. Almost all of the coconut tree can be used as food, shelter, fuel, decors, building house, and even for medicines. So in short term, coconut is really beneficial for everything to humankind. Okay, now let's move on to the procedure in making an article or product made of coconut. So we have here the product of coconut shell. Okay. The process of coconut craft involves sketching, cutting, sanding, and buffing to create the finished product. The process involves sourcing the coconut shell to the finished product has undergone drastic changes. Initially, hand tools were used to carve, cut, and finish the edges. With advance of machines, there are lathe machines that have replaced all the hand tools. The process is much faster. Coconut shells are used in the handicraft industry that is used in handicraft industries to make unique pieces of arts and utilities. Coconut shell handicraft are one of the main eco-friendly products that are available in the market. Okay, let's now have the process in making coconut shell craft. Number 1, first. Initially, artisans began with cutting off the coconut shell using a bandsaw. As you can see in the picture, that's how the artisan cut using a bandsaw. Number 2, the outer surface of the shell is cleaned using buffing machine and the inner part of the shell is smoothed. So it can be done in a hand tools using a liha. Yeah. Okay, number 3, using a bastard file. Half shell is curved into required design. So using a bastard file, you can create your own design to your coconut shell. Number 4, base part of the instant is made by cutting off the small circle out of coconut shell. Okay, to create the base of your coconut shell, you can use another coconut shell and the center of it can be cut in a circle size or design. Number 5, after a shape is cut out, The edges are made smooth by filing or by sanding with sandpaper. Okay, it's the sandpaper. It's used to smoothen the surface of your coconut shell. Number 6. The base part of instant thick holder is then made holes by firstly with chisel. Okay, using a chisel, you can create holes, small holes for the base of your coconut shell using a chisel. It is your desire if you can create a design holes, not just a circle motion or anything. Number 7. Once all parts of instant holder is carved out, it is then used quick adhesive. Okay, to paste or to paste the base part of your coconut shell, you can use quick adhesive materials to paste the base, just like the show glue or stick glue. Okay, number 8. It is then polished using wood polish. Again, to smoothen the surface of your coconut shell, you can use wood polish. So I hope you understand the process of making of the coconut shell craft. Okay, now next, let's move on to the safety precaution in making coconut craft. Number 1. The first thing to do when you are in the shop or when you are creating, even at home, when you're creating any kind of crafts or any kind of job, here are the things that you will do to avoid injuries or accidents. Number 1. Remove watches and other jewelry when working in the shop. First thing to do is remove all your accessories. Okay, that might hindrance your work. Number 2. Clean up sawdust. Okay, to avoid it from inhaling it while working because it might cause illness. Number 3. Always use cutting properly. Okay, because without knowing how to use the cutting tools, it might cause you into an accident, or probably it can also cause into a severe accident that might harm you in a workplace. Number 4. Pay attention to your own work. It is important. While working, you really need to pay attention on your work, because if you were not going to pay attention, it might cause another injuries or another necessities that might ruin your product. Number 5. Do not leave tools unattended. Yes, it is one of the most important things to do. Do not leave your tools unattended because it might cause another accident. If you accidentally step on it, or it accidentally touch it, that's why you need to attend all your tools or put it in a right storage. Number 6. Use proper clothing or PPE, personal protective equipment. It is really important to use proper clothing or PPE. any workplace required PPE because it protect you from other particles that might harm you. That's why we need to wear a PPE. Number 7, clean tools and machines after using them. To avoid malfunction of your tools or machineries, you need to clean your tools and machines for the another day of using. So literally, you need to clean it and prepare it for tomorrow or for the another day that you're going to use it. Number 8, clean split water or oil promptly. Okay, whenever there are split water or oil in the floor, you need to clean it immediately because again, it might cause accident to the workers or employee or you yourself. Number 9, report any accident to your head. So if ever there are accident, you will immediately report it to your head or manager. Number 10, avoid too much eye contact with strong chemicals. Yes, if ever or whenever you are in a working place, especially in making deal with chemicals, avoid too much eye contact because it might cause eye irritation because it's chemical. It has a strong effect. Number 11, study very well how tools in your shop should be used. So yes, it is important to know what would be the procedure or process using your tools. Number 12, tools should be stored where they can be readily found out and checked. Okay, before and after you use after you use your tools and equipment, you need to store it in a proper or designated storage of your tools. So if ever you were looking it rashly, you will know how or where you're going to find your tools and equipment. Number 13, tools should be grouped together according to use. Okay, your tools must be grouped to it according to its uses. So examples, your cutting tools should be placed in one place, and the finishing tools should be also placed in a one storage, and the machines, the equipments should be grouped it in a one place for you to immediately find it. Number 14, always place heavy tools at the bottom of the storage area to prevent them from dropping. Heavy tools are really important to put it at the bottom of your storage because heavy tools are really heavy. So that's why you need to put it at the bottom to avoid it from falling whenever you are going to use it or you're going to look for it. Number 15, after working, leave your area clean and double check all of the machines to make sure it's turned off before leaving the working area. Clean as you go, or also known as CLYGO. Okay, before leaving the working area, make sure that your area is clean. and double check all the machines, equipments, or tools that it is in a proper storage or place, and the machines that or the electricity that is needed to be turned off. It is important to double check before leaving for the safety of your working area also, and for the safety of your employees the day before tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. I hope you learn something from me. See you next time. Thank you so much.